welcome to my channel. So today's video is a little bit different, and I know I probably say this every time, but today's video is going to be quite different from any other missing persons video that I have ever posted. I have done videos where there is not a ton of information, but this one really takes the cake, and that is not a good thing at all. So today's video is going to be on Akia Eggleston, and I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing her last name right. I am sorry if I am not, but chances are you have not heard of her, which is absolutely mind-blowing. I have never seen anything about her. I have never heard her story. I had one person suggest her name to me a pretty long time ago, and I just got around to looking at her case, and I literally dropped this Saturday's video and switched it for this because it's heartbreaking that this girl has gotten absolutely no coverage. So this video is not going to have theories in it. It's not going to have all this speculation like I usually have on my videos, because the point of today's video is to really bring awareness, and I want to see how much we can do to get this girl's case in the spotlight. There is little to no media coverage. When I looked this up, I found the smallest bit of information. There is a Facebook page that has been created for her friends and family. I won't have it linked down below because they're having issues with people asking a lot of questions and just kind of like harassing about small things that have already been done. But I will say that was my main source of information, is relying on friends and family giving it out on this Facebook page. News outlets are not covering it, like very few. You find nothing online. Even some of the links on this Facebook page have since been deleted. So articles, you know, spreading awareness about this girl and the fact that she's gone missing have even themselves been deleted, which out of all of the cases that I have done, I have never seen that happen before. So let's get on to the little bit of information that I do have. Akia is a 23-year-old girl from the Cherry Hill area in Baltimore, Maryland. She's the mother of a I'm pretty sure now 3-year-old, and at the time she disappeared, she was 35 weeks pregnant with another little boy. She was a great mother. She was described as extremely kind-hearted, very sweet, and she always went out of her way for people. She always put herself last because she just had such a kind, big heart, and she wanted to give to others and do for others before she then took care of herself. She was never talked badly about. Every person that I did see commenting that knew her said that she was the sweetest person. Everyone was so incredibly excited to welcome her new little baby boy. She was so excited about becoming a mother again. She absolutely loved her daughter to pieces. And you know, it was also, from what I saw, a little bit of a trying pregnancy. It was considered high risk. I know that can have a ton of different ranges, from something not as serious to something extremely life-threatening. And the only information I could find on that was that she did require a C-section for her birth. So I'm sure she had lots of appointments, lots of things to do, lots of planning, and it was really getting down to the end of the pregnancy. Normally you deliver between 37 and 40 weeks if you're having a C-section. From my own knowledge of having 2 high-risk pregnancies, usually in general for high risk they want you to deliver at about 38, 39 weeks, so she only had a few more weeks left in her pregnancy. Friends and family decided to throw her a baby shower on May 7th, and unfortunately this is where pretty much everything went wrong because Akia never actually showed up. The family went to perform a well-check visit at her home, and they found that all of her important belongings were still inside the home except for her bed and a couple of dressers. This wasn't too alarming really at first. From what I did see on the group Facebook page, Akia was moving, or she was at least in the process of moving, so I don't know if some of the items missing was really alarming for people, but from what I've seen it wasn't exactly. But they did say that there was a pretty significantly sized and noticeable hole in the wall, and from what I've seen, that did seem to be a little bit alarming for friends and family. I then realized that not only did she not show up to her baby shower on May the 7th, but she also had not gone to her most recent doctor's appointment, and once everyone kind of got together, they realized no one had even seen or spoken to her since May the 3rd, so about 4 days before someone really realized that she was missing. Akia's family family immediately did not believe she would have left on her own or just decided to run away, anything of that sort, because she was absolutely in love with her daughter. There was no way she was going to go anywhere without taking her daughter with her. She didn't tell anyone that she was leaving. There was no sign that she had packed anything up really clothes-wise or necessities to go. And also, like I said before, the fact that she was in a pretty high-risk pregnancy and she was at the very end of it. There's really no telling in any high-risk pregnancy. Usually 35 weeks is when they really start watching you just in case any sort of emergency action needs to be done. So it was not a time that anyone thinks that she would have just run off and left, because not only would she have had to have left her daughter behind, but it also would have put her unborn baby in danger and quite possibly herself. Originally, police didn't think there was any foul play involved, so here we are, yet again, where someone in the very middle age group, too old for an Amber Alert, too young for a Silver Alert, is immediately assumed to have just picked up and left. So, seeing this over and over again really starts to get frustrating. And you know, especially the fact that Akia wasn't just a 22-year-old girl who might have run away from home. She was a 22-year-old mother of soon-to-be 2 in the very last weeks of her second high-risk pregnancy. I know there might not have been a lot of physical evidence suggesting foul play, but just the circumstances in general scream to me that something is very, very wrong, especially as a mother, especially as someone who's been high risk before, especially knowing what a close relationship that she's had with her family. So it's really unfortunate to me that at first police just kind of assumed she was this girl that ran away. They didn't really get any leads at first, and I think one of the reasons why they probably thought that she just ran away is that the first couple of leads were possible sightings of her. All, I'm pretty sure now, have been confirmed as false, but that was the only thing. So they started digging a little bit deeper. The FBI put her name on a list so that any hospital anywhere could type her name in and it would come up that someone was searching for her. So being 35 weeks, as I said before, and high risk, it's not like she would have run away knowing she could birth this child on her own. She would have gone to a hospital knowing her situation. So they expected her to possibly turn up at a hospital, maybe somewhere else, if she had run away like they assumed. So her name was on this list and they were waiting and waiting, and then her due date came and passed and there was no sign of her, no sign of her little boy. And that's when the idea of foul play started to be introduced. Surveillance video and bank records did show that she actually did physically go inside of a bank on May the 3rd, which was also the last time anyone from her friends or family had spoken to her. However, she didn't appear to be in any sort of distress. From what I know, FBI has fully questioned everyone involved. She didn't appear to be in any sort of panic or, you know, just off in general. She just seemed like she was living out her average daily life. Ever since that day, though, everything has gone silent. She has not used her bank cards, hasn't visited a bank. There's absolutely zero activity on that, as well as all of her social medias and her cell phone. Her bank card was found outside of her apartment. They couldn't really get anything from this as far as I know. Also, police are not really releasing a ton of information on this, as I don't think they should, because it is an ongoing investigation. They want to keep the integrity of their investigation, but I will say the bank card was in fact found right beside a bush outside of her apartment. So that shows that that day she at least did go to the bank and then come home, because she had to have had her card to be at the bank and do anything with her account. At least in most banks, that's how it works. Her family has been searching woods, lakes, parks, pretty much any location around the area she was last seen, around her apartment. They're doing everything they can to physically search for her themselves. They have been reaching out to everyone in the area, passing out flyers, putting flyers up, really trying to spread Akia's face so everyone recognizes her face if they were to see her out in public. This is literally where everything just stops. There has been no more media coverage. There is maybe 5 articles online and it all says the same thing. And while I understand that the FBI and the police don't want to release a lot of information, that does not make her any less important. I feel like people aren't realizing that this isn't just a single girl. This is a girl and her child. There's a second life involved here. It's not just one, it's two. Two people technically have vanished, and somehow there's no attention whatsoever being put on it. The FBI and the police, all of the detectives have gone through every single lead. I already know there's going to be a ton of questions in the comment section down below. I pretty much already know what they're all going to say. Well, who is the baby's father? Is it the same father as the other girl? Has he been questioned? Where's her car? How did she get anywhere? All of these questions, I already know you guys are going to ask them, and the answer is every lead, every tiny piece of information out of this case that barely has any to begin with has been searched and gone through. They have scoped out every single possible way of transportation that she might have used had she run away, and nothing. They have questioned every single person of interest, every single possible person, and nothing. There is nothing in this case, not a single thing, no leads, everything is dried up. And as of a week ago, the FBI has announced a huge reward of $25,000 in hopes that this money gets someone to talk. The family at this point says the best thing that you can do isn't what I normally do, which is create theories and go through them and prove and disprove them. There really aren't any theories here. I'm sure the family has their own, and I will let them keep them. The best thing that you can do in this situation is share this, because I get so many questions in my comments asking me to do videos on people of color. I know people get frustrated with me, but it's kind of an unfortunate thing that happens that I'm trying to find a way around. People of color are just not reported on, and we all know that. It's a fact. This isn't just like a theory. It is just a unfortunate, sad fact. This girl was pregnant, and she literally vanished into thin air, and for some reason nobody's covering it, nobody's talking about it. It's absolutely heartbreaking and terrifying, you know, and it should be even more terrifying knowing that her due date's come and gone, and she's either out there somewhere with a newborn, or possibly something horrible happened to the both of them. And in either case, it needs to be solved. I say this in every single video. Someone knows something. Someone knows something and has possibly told someone, or someone witnessed it. And I will say the area that she was living in was not known to be a very great part of town, and it is very, very likely something happened and someone is too terrified to speak up. So I just want to say, in that case, I've got all the numbers, every single possible number you can contact down below, and you can 100% remain anonymous. Do not be scared of retaliation. If you saw something, do not be worried about anything. Don't be worried your name is somehow going to be connected to it. I've gotten emails and situations like this where people are scared to come forward about something that is literally huge. I've gotten so many emails of people saying, I know this and this about this case. I don't know how to tell someone, I'm too scared. You guys need to realize that anonymous tips are taken 98% of the time. As long as there is a tip, police will take it. You don't necessarily have to put your name out there. So all I want to do with this case, I'm not going to speculate as to what happened. I am not going to discuss theories that I've seen online. Just help me get this case out there. Help me spread this girl's face everywhere. Plaster it on your Facebook page, on your Twitter. Talk about her on Snapchat. Do everything you can. Do feed floods. Post multiple things about this girl daily. Do everything you can, because right now the family is pushing so hard. The police are doing everything they can. The FBI, they're doing everything they can. The family is doing everything they can. It's heartbreaking because on their Facebook page, they talk about how tired they are of people asking them why they're not angry enough and why they're not upset enough. You guys, when there's only so many answers and so much left to question, what else are you supposed to do? Which leads us to my platform and all of my amazing subscribers and everyone who cares so much about these people that go missing. This girl needs you, her baby needs you, and the family needs you. The best thing we can do right now is bring awareness to this girl and to her case, because someone knows something, as I said, and maybe it just takes this case being put in their face multiple times, and this girl's picture and name put in their face multiple times for them to feel uncomfortable enough to come forward and actually say something. I don't necessarily believe she just vanished and went away on her own. I just don't see it. That's just my personal opinion, which leads me to believe even more that there is someone out there with all the answers the FBI needs. So please do Akia a favor. Please do her family a favor and her children a favor. And please do me a favor by sharing this video or sharing her missing persons poster. Share it to any missing persons Facebook groups that you're on. Share it just to your Facebook page. Share it on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, wherever you want to share it, wherever you can share it. Please do it, because there is not enough attention, and if you push enough, someone will come forward, and I 100% believe that. We constantly stress that there needs to be a voice for the voiceless. When it comes to missing persons, awareness is the biggest thing that can change the case. We have seen it on my channel time and time and time and time again. It just takes the right person seeing this picture to possibly solve this entire thing and give closure to the family or bring Akia home. It's one or the other, and without awareness, it's impossible at this point for that to happen. The FBI is asking for everyone's help. The family is asking for everyone's help. And I find it heartbreaking that there aren't more news outlets that are covering this. I think it's horrible. So let's do the best that we can for Akia and her children and her family and spread this case like freaking wildfire. I know you guys can do it. You guys are amazing. She is 4'8", 130 pounds. At this point, she will have already had her baby, so she might possibly have a newborn with her. She had her ears pierced. No one's really sure what she was wearing because no one's really 100% positive what day she went missing. So that's all the information I really have to give you. Please don't forget that all of the numbers you can call are down below. You can remain anonymous. Do not be scared to put in a tip. Please do not be scared to put in a tip. It could literally solve this entire case. There is a $25,000 reward. I hope that I can do an update on this video and hopefully the near future, and I hope she is found safe. I hope her child is found safe, because having no answers has got to be the absolute worst feeling in the entire world, and my heart aches for her daughter who constantly asks where she is. My heart aches for her family who misses her. So let's do this girl a little bit of justice and get her name and face out there. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for any of the potential sharing that you might do. I know I appreciate it. I know her family will appreciate it. And on that note, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Don't forget to check out all of my social media platforms down below and hit that subscribe button to become a member of the family, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.